Hey everyone, welcome to the Playback Podcast presented by CAR, your weekly podcast featuring America's favorite dancers, hosted by America's favorite road warriors. We are your hosts, Jocelyn, Kristen, and Julie, and we have a lot of updates for you guys. It's been a long convention season, but we are going to go ahead and kick things off with a competition recap. Typically, we do 2 shows in the fall just to give everyone something to look forward to for the 2023 season. So technically, we just kicked off our 2 first shows, one in Long Beach, one in Mesa, Arizona. So Julie, you were actually in Long Beach. So tell us a little bit about your experience.
Yeah, I had a great time. I tallied for the first time.
Woo! Yeah! How scary.
It was fun though. It was so fun.
It's so fun, you guys.
I feel like I had like an own like mini ultra with myself when I was watching solos. I'd be like, oh my God. And then you see the score come in, I'd be like, oh my God, they just won. But like, then no one knows.
That's the fun part about Tally is you see the scores.
Yeah. It was really cool. And like being a dancer and like a dance teacher, hearing the judges' commentary, I'd be like, oh, interesting. Like, okay. Like I would see something and like I would hear the judge say it, or like I wouldn't notice one of their critiques. And then I'm like, oh. And then like I went back to my kids this week and I was like, guys, listen, I have new critiques. You know, like, yeah, it was really cool. It was a good perspective.
Yes.
I think it's so different too. I'm used to merch. I'm used to being out in the lobby, which I love, interacting with the kids, seeing them, but seeing them on stage, which I normally don't get to do, seeing the whole competition almost in its entirety was really cool. A different experience. I loved it. Everyone was so good. I think like, we look at this as almost like preseason. It's before, but to be this far along in their dances and have them so clean and look so good on stage, I was like, okay, pop off. You know,
it's technically early in the season. Like
So
a lot
early.
of studios haven't even fully set their choreography yet. So the fact that they're already competing, and most of the time during these 2 November shows, you see mainly solos, duet trios, just because those are the easiest ones to kind of get through. But I feel like we had a good amount of groups across both shows. So
yeah,
awesome, we loved it. Kristen and I were not at any of these competition shows because we were out in New York doing some.
I'm kidding. Usually we're at comp, but we were at convention this season.
Yes. So we'll get into that on the next one, but we're going to stick with competition because we've been waiting for more dances to hit the stage that we can chat about. So I'm just going to go ahead and start because
Nate said, shocker.
Shocker. So it is from Onstage Dance Center. It was Act 426, and it was called 45. Dancer was Daniela Morales. Okay, first of all, she won first overall in Elite Solo 15 to 19. So you know
so good.
She's good. You know what I mean? You know she's good. But I went and watched the clip, and first of all, the green pants had me. So cool. So
green
different.
is the color.
But it was like...
It was like almost a velvety green, like a crushed
I couldn't
velvet
tell
green.
if it was velvet or
No, it was.
corduroy, but it gave a cool reflection on the stage. But her overall, like, she deserved to win.
Stunning.
It was obvious. But what I liked about her is she wasn't afraid to be still. So in her routine, like, she would be, you know, in the middle of something, but then like not be afraid to be still on stage. And I think that's one of the biggest things that a lot of dancers are afraid to do, because you know you have choreography, you know you have timing. And I feel like in her performance, you could tell that she didn't mind taking an extra breath or taking an extra second to like hold something out. And that's a smart dancer, because think about it. You know you have a video on you and you know you have a camera on you. So for those little picture perfect clicks, you know what you can hold and what you can extend. So she was being so smart with that. And I'm excited to go through all of her photos, because you could tell that she knew that all the eyes were on her and she was going to take up every second of it. And I feel like that's what separates like just a straight performer from someone that knows how to capture the entire audience and really, really take advantage of their moment on stage, even if it is for just 2 minutes. So like
she was absolutely stunning. And our director was covering MC at that point, and he's not a dancer, and he was literally watching her and he kept looking at me, and after he was like, that was so cool. And I was like, it was good. And then she won, and we were like,
Arizona is my hometown, so I show love to those dancers because I feel like we work hard there. I mean, I live in California now, but you know what I mean? Like the Mesa and those comps, they always have a little piece of my heart. So I'm going to give a shout out to Act 576, Like the Rose. This was Mia Larkin from Castile High School. She got first overall elite soloist 15 to 19. First of all, her costume, it was like a Latin ballroom style costume. Like it was cut. Ooh, it gave me Dancing with the Stars vibes.
Okay.
And I've been really watching Dancing with the Stars this season. So I was very much into it. So I went on a little spree and I wanted to know more about this dancer. And so I found out she also dances at Dance Connection 2 in Arizona, as well as dancing at Castile High School. I guess they have a dance comp team there.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Some of the notes that I wrote was that she had that stunning Latin ballroom style costume, incredible technique, performance quality is stunning. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. If you see her on social media, go ahead and watch her solo because it was beautiful and she got first overall.
Well done.
Kudos.
Amazing. Love it.
Love it.
Okay, continuing the
Yes.
solo situation. Yeah, we'll talk about that first.
Yeah.
This was in Long Beach. It was Act 373. It's called King from Studio One.
Oh my gosh. I think
I
I
watched
know.
See
that.
this?
I watched it.
Oh my goodness. So first overall, 12 to 14.
Mm-hmm.
The 12 to 14 elite division, just in general, insane. So good. Me and the MC, Gabby, we were constantly looking at each other. We're like, 13 years old? Are you kidding me? Like, the movement quality, the attention to detail, everything. But her especially, like, I love a good solo. Like, we love tricks, but I love one that doesn't fully rely on tricks. And her movement quality, insane. The sharpness, her timing, everything. And again, like, to be this early in the season and have your solo on lock like that, it's just going to get better from here. So to see that was absolutely gorgeous. And her costume was so, like, it was very simple. She had almost like a black unitard under, and then she had this like coat thing on, and it's called King, and it gave very like medieval, like, and it was just so simple, but like she used it too. She would like pull it open, like
Ooh,
it was
okay.
gorgeous. She was so good, so stunning, movement quality, timing, lines, everything.
What?
Just, and yeah, 12 to 14.
I think I know who it is. Brooklyn Covington.
Yes.
Because we talked
yes,
about
yes.
her
Yes.
last season.
good.
Yes.
At Long Beach. She did a solo too. It
So
was
good.
beautiful. So it's cool to see her
She's stunning.
from last year to this year.
Mhm.
Woohoo.
Yeah. Okay, I want to talk about one from Mesa. It was Act 7, Snowing from Club Dance. The dancer's name was Navy Forest. Such a cute name, Navy. Okay. So this little girl was first overall in elite solo 6 to 8. So keep in mind, this is new for CAR. We extended the elite level down to those 6 to 8s. Wow, I'm so glad we did. This little girl was so stunning for being this young, her maturity. And I think I was trying to pinpoint like what it was about her that made her stand out in such a way. And I think it was the use of her chest, because she is so small, but she was always so up and lifted and chin up that she made herself bigger than life on that stage, even though she was such an itty bitty dancer. And it was stunning. Like, she was so beautiful, her lines. And it was obviously, you know, that everyone knows that Snowing song that everyone uses, but it was so, so beautiful. But to me, it was just, you could tell that she cared about every little thing and the attention to detail between her transitions, never dropping her chest, never folding in her shoulders. She was always so open and bright. And I feel like that's what made the distinction of like, that's an elite dancer. You know what I mean? So for those of you who have those younger dancers and you're like, I don't know where they're going to fall. Are they in intermediate? Are they in elite? Don't be afraid to push your kids, but also like, you have to have that maturity with it. It's not just an amazing 6 to 8 year old that can do a million turns or whatever. It's also having that artistic ability to bring into that performance as well. And I don't know if she was 6, I don't know if she was 8, but her movement quality and her attention to detail made it so mature that I was like, okay, she deserves to be in the elite level and she deserves to win. You know what I mean? So just stunning job to Navy. I'm a big fan. Now I'm going to go find all your dances from you guys because you guys did incredible. So I'm a big fan now. You just got yourself a fan.
Last soloist that I'll talk about from Mesa again, Act 580, New York, New York. This was Emma Gonzalez from Soul Shock. She was elite solo 15 to 19. We've been watching Emma grow up on the CAR and Rainbow stage since she was an itty bitty nugget with Soul Shock. Antoine trained her when she was young, and she's just grown to be such a beautiful performer. Was it last year that she
Last
had
year,
the top
Mr.
solo?
Cellophane.
Yes.
No.
It wasn't tap. It was jazz.
It was so good.
Mr. Cellophane.
Yeah.
Bomb. Oh my gosh.
So good.
We just look forward to seeing those dancers on the stage. So getting to see them grow up and see them progress. She had this black and white costume with the white gloves and the top hat. Woo! We love the hat. Like, I feel like it brings something else, and she took it off and she used it and she danced with it on stage.
My next one is from Long Beach. It was a intermediate small group, and it was hip hop, and it won first overall. So when I see a hip hop win first overall, I'm like, period. Let's go. You know it was like,
Yeah.
it was good, And yeah, these girls were amazing. They had so much energy. Again, for a group dance to be this polished, to be this clean, they were so together, which is sometimes hard for hip hop because the movement's a little faster. People can interpret music a little different. It's not like lyrical where everyone's reaching on the 5, 6, 7, 8, like we're hitting 1 yen and 2 yen, it gets a little faster. And they were so good. Their costumes were so tight too. We were talking about like the more simplistic costumes where we see people going. And that's what they were just in all black, but they had these really tight, like I want a pair, by the way. They had like black sweatpants, and then
Send her
like
a pair.
across the front they had like their studio name on it.
Oh, cool.
And I love those, and like it just looked so good. They were just in all black shoes, black sweats, black little crop like sweater, and they absolutely slayed. It was so good.
Love that.
Loved it.
Speaking of like being so in sync for being this early in the season, I want to talk about from Long Beach, Act 460, Stay from Studio One Dance Academy. It was this boy and this girl, beautiful duet. But to me, they were so in sync, and I kept going back to we're only in November. The fact that they were so clean. But to me, the biggest thing when it comes to duet, and it doesn't matter if it's a boy and a girl, it doesn't matter if it's a love story or a sister story, it doesn't matter, but there has to be that connection between the two dancers. You're not just performing for your audience, you're performing, like, I always feel like when I'm looking at a duet, I should feel like I'm like peeking into something. You know what I mean? It shouldn't always necessarily be like, here we are. I love when it feels more like intimate, and it's like we're getting a peek into this intimate storytelling. And I feel like that's exactly what these dancers did, and just their emotion towards each other, but then they would come right out and then kill a couple turns, and then they'd go back into this beautiful emotional storytelling. And it was just so well done across the board, and I just kept thinking, it's only November. I can only imagine how clean and how beautiful this routine is going to be after more rehearsal. But even then, they still won first overall elite duo 12-14. So it's like, you won first overall. It's not like you can, go higher than that. But I'm just excited to see what that routine looks like with more practice and more emotion. And I know that as the season continues, they're going to continue to have more and more emotion between the two of them. So I can only... kind of uncomfortable to dance with someone, especially if you don't know them super well. And so I think if they're together throughout the whole season, they're going to be way more comfortable with each other. And who knows, maybe they're duet partners every year, but just at the end of the season, from the beginning of the season, it's going to be so transparent at how much of a bond they've created throughout the season. So awesome job. Congrats.
Okay, my last performance that I want to talk about from Mesa is Act 434, Exile from Castile High School. They got first overall elite large group 15-19. Beautiful. It almost took me back to Falling from Big City Dance Center with their formations. The way that they were going in and out and in and out. It was beautiful. They did a great job for a group performance this early on, November. Wow. Great job. Kudos to the choreographer. I believe it was Riley. And I might even know her. Riley Warlin? I might be butchering that last name. But kudos to her because the formations, the cleanliness of the routine, the costume even, it was like a black costume with this gold applique. Like, that they probably sewed that on by hand. Like, it was beautiful, stunning technique. They got first overall. I believe in that category, they took home all top 3 spots.
Let's go.
So,
Period.
crushing it. That dance comp high school team, killing it.
My last one comes from Long Beach as well. This is Act 345, Rescue from Urban Edge Dance Company. This is Alyssa. She was so cute. She was so small. The elite 9-11. What? 9-11? Oh my gosh, she was so beautiful. Her costume was gorgeous. It was white. She had a nice little flowy skirt, rhinestoned, of course, you know, gotta. She was so stunning. Again, to be so young and have such an amazing movement quality, crazy. I don't know. I didn't even dance at that age. I don't know how those little ones just, you know. And kind of similar to what you were saying about your 6 to 8 dancer, to be so small and fill the stage up so much. I feel like she had such a command of the stage, and to be able to go out, this is probably her first time doing her solo too, and to go out there 9 to 11 and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna command this whole stage by myself, you know, like,
It's impressive.
yeah, the confidence, the performance value, everything, like, just stunning. Her lines too, obviously, lines, technique, gorgeous, but beyond that, just that like star quality where you're just like, I'm like, I have work to do, but like,
I have
I'm
to
just gonna
watch.
watch. Yeah, I'm like trying to tally, but I'm like, she's so good. I have to watch her, you know?
Definitely.
So stunning.
Talking about these dances and going back and watching the results and seeing everything, how it played out at comp this past weekend, I'm like, dang, I'm so fired up.
And
So
speaking
excited.
of watching the videos, I just have to say our photo video team did an outstanding job. I'm really excited for you guys to see the new setup of our video team. It's so good. The
So
quality, especially for like Instagram clips, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it looked so great. So I'm excited for all of you guys to get that incredible content and to share and post and tag us, because we're so proud of the quality that we're producing. So we are just excited for you to enjoy it as well. I'm so excited for competition season. Wow.
Me too.
All right. So, as always, if you guys want all the competition recaps, convention, and obviously we have a lot more fun, exciting opportunities coming up within the next couple months, make sure you're following us at Playback Podcast. Also, make sure that you are getting your registration in, whether it's for car, rainbow, ultra. That needs to be done as soon as possible. We want to see you hit the stage. And if you have any questions, obviously message our office, call us. We want to help you with your placements with the new leveling system. So we are here to help. But as always, we can't wait to see you on the road. Bye.